Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, asks you all to make his dream a reality and subscribe today, baby. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Adam Mentality World. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to do exactly like Dusty Rhodes told you. Dusty Rhodes did that intro for me. Wink. To subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out tremendously, and I appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like, comment below. Let me know if you think my predictions are great, or... And if you're thinking to yourself, is that an Elmo hat?
Yeah, it sure is. It's an Elmo hat.
Back to the video. Either way is fine with me. I appreciate the feedback. And share with your friends if you like. See what they think. Let's get into it. This is the predictions for WWE's Fastlane 2017. Hence, the beautiful Universal Championship I hold before you. Oh! There's no more Judgment Day, but I'm rocking a Judgment Day shirt because of hashtag WWE Shop Shots. Alright, so we got 8 matches. Usually 2 of my buddies, you've seen them before in other videos, they predict with me. They do predictions with me. Only got predictions from 1, so it's getting kind of late. We're going to go with that one. Like I said, 8 matches. Let's start from the beginning. The first match, we got Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa, who just goes, whatever that's about. And then you got versus Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar with Alicia Fox. So we got faces versus heels. Brian Kendrick has been beating up Akira Tozawa, teaching him things. But we saw some interference last week, I think, was with the flowers and stuff like that. So I think something like that's going to happen. It's going to distract them. And then Noam Dar and Brian Kendrick are going to lose. And so Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa are going to win. That's what my buddy also picked. So 1-1 right now. Next match, we got Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. This one's going to be a barn burner, I bet. I bet you this is going to be a fantastic match. Maybe even match of the night. But then you got Sami Zayn. This guy, poor guy, can't win. That's his shtick right now. Sami just gets the heck beat out of him. You saw it with Braun Strowman. I said, I met Sami Zayn December 30th last year. He had a black eye. That wasn't fake, and that was from Braun Strowman. I think it's going to be the exact same thing with Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe right now. Sorry, my nose is itching. I've been fighting a cold all week and losing, by the way. So I think Sami Zayn is going to lose this one, but he's going to still, once again, people are going to love him because he's the underdog from the underground. So got Samoa Joe on that one. My buddy picked the same thing. 2-2. Third match, we got Sasha versus Nia Jax. She's a big girl. Let's see. This one's hard to pick because I don't know who they're going to go with. There's no real definite, like, oh yeah, this is a clear winner. So I'm going to go with Nia Jax on this one just because I think at the end, Sasha's going to get interviewed by the interview lady. I guess that's what they do. Interviewers interview. She's going to get interviewed by her, and Sasha's going to be like super pissed and mad or something like that. It's going to be like, oh, that's not the legit boss at all. Ugh. And I think that's going to come back to play. Oh, but my buddy picked Sasha. I picked Nia Jax on this one. So we finally got a difference. And I think that's going to play into it. I don't think it'll be the next match, but the next match on my list of Adam Mentality. Judge it in, man. With Bayley, the current women's champion on Raw, versus Charlotte, who has the streak on pay-per-views. I think it's going to be a lot of back and forth. I think they'll have a great match together. But I think at the end, Sasha's going to come out and be like, yay, Sasha's going to help Bayley. And then, whoosh, heel turn from Sasha. Out of nowhere, just like an RKO. I think Sasha's going to turn on Bayley. Charlotte's going to pick up the win. Then you'll have at least those 3 in WrestleMania for the triple threat. Last year, it was Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. Now they're taking out Becky and putting in Bayley. Maybe even Nia Jax or Dana Brooke or somebody like that. But I think it's going to be at least those 3 at WrestleMania. Next, you have the current WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. I have the old belt, which was by The New Day. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, a.k.a. The Club, fighting on the Enzo and Cass. Cup of haters. This one I think is going to end by disqualification somehow. I don't know what Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are going to do. Maybe even Enzo and Cass mess it up somehow, but I think it's going to be Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I think they're going to interfere so that they don't actually win the tag team titles at Fastlane, but they would get a huge pop if they finally became tag team champions at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. And then when they win it, I think Enzo's going to grab the mic. He's going, what do we got here? What do we got here? A couple of tag team champions? A couple of tag team champions? And everyone will pop for that. I think that's what's going to happen. Alright, so next we got Neville versus Gallagher, not Gallagher, the guy that smashed watermelons with mallets. That's a different guy. For the Cruiserweight Championship. I think Neville's great. I think Gallagher's or whatever. And with that being said, I'm going to have to go with Neville defends it on this one. Also, retract. My buddy picked Charlotte and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and Neville as well. So far we only got 2 differences. Alright, the second to the last match, the co-main event of the evening, is going to be Roman Reigns, a.k.a. Mr. Superman, versus Braun Strongman Strowman. I said, once again, I think they've had so far they've had 3 matches in the last month or something like that. Something crazy, I can't remember. But every time they book it, because Vince McMahon is in love with Roman Reigns, and he thinks Braun Strowman is a monster, and he loves big guys. So the only way they can build this up and make it where they both seem strong is if there's an interference, which I think, and funny enough, my buddy also picked this too, that Undertaker's going to interfere somehow and mess up Roman Reigns so they can finally have that build up for their WrestleMania, because this is WrestleMania season. That's if they decide to go with Undertaker versus Roman Reigns for WrestleMania, because they're clearly not going to do Braun, or at least clearly in my mind, because they're doing it at Fastlane right now. Like I said, this would build up. The last time we saw him was at the Royal Rumble, and you see him Roman Reigns eliminated Undertaker, and he's like, this is my yard now, I'm the big dog, blah, 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 blah. So if they're actually going to do Undertaker versus Roman, this is the time for Undertaker to show up, interfere with Roman Reigns, so that way you have Roman Reigns versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. Hopefully Undertaker doesn't wrestle anymore unless they do the John Cena one, because I want Undertaker to retire already. We love you, Undertaker. We don't want you to get hurt anymore. You're have hip surgery or some crazy stuff like that, like Mick Foley. Just please retire. You've done enough. Please do it for your own good. And now we have the main event of Fastlane, and it is for, like I said, this Universal Championship. We got Kevin Owens, the current champion, versus Goldberg. Weeks ago, if you'd asked me who was going to win, I'd be like, oh, clearly Goldberg's going to win. And that way they have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, which I actually have the side plates for, Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, because you got Brock Lesnar, who's down 2-0 against Goldberg, and the only way to make up for it is if he actually won the title off of Goldberg. They might go with this angle, but I don't think they will, only because of one Raw that happened, I think 2 weeks ago, when they had the Festival of Friendship, and we saw Kevin Owens talking to Triple H, and then we saw Triple H talking to Samoa Joe, and the word on the street is that they're making a faction with Triple H, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens. And they could be a faction, a strong faction, and not have the Universal Championship, but it looks way better if somebody in your faction has the Universal Championship. So Triple H is probably going to interfere, or Samoa Joe will interfere and help Kevin Owens. But then that's one side of it. And then you can have them come out, and you can have Seth Rollins come out too and try to help Goldberg, because he's trying to, I'm going to screw with Triple H. So Triple H should come out, and then Seth Rollins comes out, and then who knows will win. I think there'll still be Triple H wins, or Triple H's side, a.k.a. Kevin Owens. But there's also the fact that people think, if Brock Lesnar came out, he's going to beat up Goldberg. But if you remember from the promo, Paul Heyman said that Brock Lesnar wanted to win this title off of Goldberg. So if Brock Lesnar comes out, he's probably going to help Goldberg. But then you also have another variable in this whole equation of Chris Jericho. Because Chris Jericho could be the... Listen, there could be tons of people coming out for this. One person, 0 people. I don't know. It could be a squash match. Goldberg could take him out in less than a minute and beat him faster than he beat Brock Lesnar. But I don't think that's going to happen. That's it. But back to Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho could come out and he could beat up Kevin Owens so that Goldberg wins, and Chris Jericho would be like, ha, you don't have a belt anymore and I do. And then they fight each other at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. But what I would love to see is to see if Chris Jericho did come out, interfered, made it where Kevin Owens won, and said, hey, you won because of me. Now you owe me a title match at WrestleMania at the grandest stage of them all, like we already said before, for the Universal Championship. And I would love to see Chris Jericho win this belt, even if it was for a night. He could lose it the next night on Raw, and he could he could lose it that night and then go off and tour with Fozzy and all that kind of stuff. But at least to be able to say, hey, I was Universal Champion. May have been only one night, but I was Universal Champion. That would be cool. Then they'd get the Chris Jericho side plays. That would be sweet. I don't know if it'd say drink it in, man, and you just made the list on the other side. Probably not. But it'd still be cool. I said, so that's what I'd love to see. I'd love to see Chris Jericho come out, interfere, get Kevin Owens to win. Then they had the match at WrestleMania. So I'm picking Kevin Owens. My buddy picked Goldberg. It could go either way. Like I said, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think below, and enjoy the show. Peace.